Yo guys, what's up? It's Blackheart here, and you know it. Welcome to a new video. Today we are gonna address new war criminals in this season that are Leo players. So I was trying out Leo, the new Leo in the season. And after some very peaceful considerations, I think it's completely broken. I think what they did to Leo is absurd, and we're gonna see very in detail all the things that I think they did wrong with Leo in this season. He has become a completely mashing machine of pure insanity. He has gotten some really broken things that they need to address, because right now the card is basically almost invincible in terms of the things he can do. And I'll tell you very quickly why I think they completely fucked up with the character, ruining his identity even further than other characters. Even some pro players with Leo are asking for nerfs for the character. Like, for example, I've heard Ayo Richie really not happy with the new Leo. And I'm telling you why all of these things add up very bad right now. First of all, he has gotten this new transition from the K&K stance. That's 1-4, okay, and let's remember that he has this thing from the same transition from 1-2. You know, 1-2 it's a hit engager mid, and now it's -10, so at least now it's unsafe, and that's good. And basically this transition, if the high gets blocked, puts him in Bok transition at +8 on block. So if you happen to block this thing on block, okay, it puts him into Bok, and we get to the really bad part about this, because if it was still Leo in season 1 in Bok at +8, it means that basically he cannot do much. Like, even at +8, basically all even his faster moves come out at like 20 frames, 21 frames, so not a really good pressure tool to have on. But that's where the new move comes into place. This low completely breaks the character, because basically he has a lot of new very plus transitions on Bok stance, and Bok has gotten this new low that's completely broken. It's an unseeable, it's 16 frames. 16 frames, 20 damage, and in rage, of course, the damage adds up to 23 damage. That's kind of huge. And also it's -12 only on block. So it's very safe. It's basically homing, okay, homing low. And this thing completely breaks Leo's game plan and its mix-ups, because from Bok he already had very good scary things to look around. He had the high that's very plus on block. He had a mid launcher. He has 2 mid launchers. This is -14, by the way, but it's very fast. This is for interrupting people trying to mash at +8 even, you know, because it's 13 frames. So at 13 frames, it means that even if you power crush, you get punished by the mid. But now, out of this transition, the transition has this new low that completely breaks the character again, because it makes Bok a mix-up stance. But Bok was never meant to be a mix-up stance, in my opinion, because if you think about it, all the things he has from Bok are highs or mids. Like, Bok was supposed to be like a keep-out stance, or like a stance that he used, like, for example, in neutral to try and, I don't know, crush something, crush under highs, you know, more like, I don't know, like a poking stance, almost, like, I don't know, like a big opportunity for comeback with the crushing and so on. Because it has very huge evasion, like almost like an AOP almost. But now it has become this stance pressure that with this new low, that again unseeable, homing, -12. So basically, you know, and of course on hit, this low, again, one of the most problematic moves in this new season, puts him into crouch at +4 on hit. So not a very good situation for Leo, because then he can loop the pressure again, and it's not very fun, especially at the wall, considering all the things that he has from Bok. And so this new low needs to be nerfed immediately. I would personally remove the low, like, completely. I would remove the move completely. Like, I think this low, even if nerfed, is still a pain in the ass to to deal with. It's just a broken low. In Leo's game plan, this low destroys his game plan, and he becomes, again, I'm referring to him as a him. I'm sorry, but yeah, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, by the way. So again, this destroys his game plan completely, because he was never supposed to be this huge rush down stance character. But of course they're trying to make every character like this. He was supposed to be like around, I don't know, very good pokes, like with punishment, that's very good. Heat usage is not the best, so you know, very fundamental character, Leo. Very safe also, a very safe character. Like most of his main mids are very safe. You know, like he could play around a lot of stuff, a lot of good range also. But he had some problem with tracking. For example, tracking to the right was a very big issue for him. But now with this fucking homing tool, what does he need? Like, what does he? It's basically homing. It's very hard to step. So again, this is very very big for Leo. Also, this running mid now goes into block again, this transition, and it's very obnoxious, because it's a very fast, kind of fast running mid, and it puts him into block at +10 on block. So basically, again, the low is this is a complete mix-up here. Even if you try to power crush, of course you win against the slower mid or the slower highs, you know. But you still lose to this low, and you still lose to the launching mid. So again, it's a very obnoxious mix-up. Of course, you can also go into this mid. There's 20 frames into K&K pressure again at +9, and so on. So basically, he can loop pressure like crazy if you play him correctly. Like, he can condition you with pressure crazily. Like, it's unbelievable. You need to have very strong defense right now against a good Leo. Also now, of course, to even reinforce his pressure out of K&K, now out of it he has the possibility, of course, at every other card, but on Leo especially, it's very strong to use his hit smash from K&K. And the hit smash is 16 frames. So 16 frames out of +9 mid in K&K stance, it's very big. I don't like this change of having the possibility of using hit smashes from stance. I think it's very stupid, especially from some characters, because some characters have very huge transitions into their stances into hit smash. So not a very good change. It amplifies how oppressive heat already is in this game. So I don't like this change very much. And on Leo especially, this makes him even stronger, because having access again after a +9 to a 16 frame hit smash into again plus again, because he gets into plus again, into another mix up. It never ends. It just never ends. Not only that, but of course, again, another stupid change that's universally very bad, but for Leo especially, it reinforces the mix-ups in his stance from the same stance. So usually, for example, with Jun, she has the low hit smash from one stance and the hit smash from the other stance, because she has multiple stances. But in the case of Leo, he has both the low and the mid hit smash from the same fucking stance, from the same K&K stance. So he can use also multiple times. Every time he has the install, he can use the low like this. That is -14, so it's kind of risky. But again, it adds up layers and layers of mix-ups, because then you have to choose, especially in heat, if you'll do the low or if you'll do a 16 frame war splatting, by the way, hit smash. That is another thing they need to remove. I think war splatting hit smashes need to go sooner or later, because they're very stupid. Basically, with one button, you use an invincible move that is already very strong in the neutral, that also war splats into huge damage. Like, look at the damage if Leo gets you. Like, let's pretend that I hit you with the hit smash at the wall, and this is basically the damage he can do. Like, honestly, I think it's stupid for a +8 hit smash that is 16 frames. So I think war splats from all hit smashes should go, in my opinion. That is something I would like as a system change, because, for example, with Jun they did that. Like, Jun's hit smash doesn't war splat anymore. Fang's hit smash doesn't war splat anymore. I would like the same to every other hit smash in the game, to have that kind of property. And for example, again, if I do the right combo with Leo, I get to crazy damage. So all of these, look at the health I lose because of trying to guess a mix-up, you know? It's very unbalanced, I think. like the pressure is too much on a single character. So I would like this to be removed. Like the possibility of word splatting from its smashes should be removed, in my opinion. Also, probably one of the worst changes in the patch for Leo is that now back one is safe, and that's okay, because I never understood the thing that this move was punishable, so it's safe. But because of this, because of the fact that they changed this thing on block, they messed up something in the frame recovery. And now, because of the fact that this is safe now, back 1-4 is completely unescapable. Like, this on block is a block sequence. Like, you cannot step, you cannot do anything. Apart from trying to parry, the back one... If you have a card that has a very strong parry, like, for example, Clive can parry the back 1-4, the 4 here. But basically, if you don't have a parry or like a parry that counters knees, okay, this move is completely uninterruptible and puts Leo... It is very fast, it's 18 frames, by the way. It is a 18 frame mid string, completely unavoidable, that puts Leo into +9 into stance mix-up. Do you understand in it how this move becomes completely broken and completely unbalanced? Because in it I have access to this +9 mid with an extension that is a hit smash that is 16 frames, so completely unavoidable, unsteppable, and so on, and a low hit smash that you can use also multiple times every time you have an install. It's completely unbalanced. Considering also all the buffs that I've shown you before, basically Leo has become a completely mashing machine. I think, like a completely mashing machine of pure hell and abomination. A character that can do whatever he wants, especially if he's in it. I think it's completely... You basically have to wait until his hit depletes. Because honestly, the pressure he puts you into is crazy. There is some counterplay, like trying to dig jab and so on, but you lose to some options. It's not an universal thing, of course. So I think this should be seriously reverted, because honestly, I think they should at least revert the block animation on us defender, to at least try giving us more options to try to maybe to step the move again. Before it was sidesteppable only to one side. I think personally, since the mix-up, it's so great in it now. I think the knee should be able to be sidestepped from both directions, because also he has this mid to apply some pressure, okay, some mix-ups, because if you try to sidestep and he does the mid, you cannot sidestep it. So I think it's fair that it's this +9 knee is sidesteppable to both sides. That's how you make things balanced. Right now this situation is not balanced at all, because you cannot do anything. You just have to pray. You just have to pray and try to guess right at the wall, especially against this character, because there's nothing you can do. There is no counterplay to Leo right now. So I seriously think this should be reverted. And basically, these are the most important stuff he has received. Like he has gotten some buffs, for example, Lighting Glare now consumes less heat. So you can do it multiple times, and again, it's also been buffed, because now it's +6 into block. And this string, by the way, jails. It's a high mid string that jails on block, so you're forced to block and guess. Again, guess into block at +6. It means that, of course, at +6, you're forced crouching. So, of course, again, you have to guess, because the low comes out at 16 frames, so you cannot interrupt it. Even with Dick Jab, it trades. But if you try to Dick Jab, of course, I have even faster options, like, again, the mid. This mid is completely closure in this thing. Like, I can completely challenge you with this mid. So it's not a solution, of course. So again, guys, I think also Leo has been destroyed in this patch, and the changes are not much, if you can see. It's like, these are the changes he's got, the most important ones. Like, for example, other insignificant changes, like, for example, this animation now recovers quickly. Okay, I guess, like, you can maybe use it more freedomly, this jump, but not a very huge deal. I'm trying to see other changes that are very important. Again, the rest is basically the same. It's basically the same. So he has been principally buffed, and not in a very healthy way, in my opinion. So he's one of the cards right now that I think are top tier with these single changes. And I think back 1-4 is bugged. I think it's actually a bug, and I think they should address this move. Like, I think it's a bug. I don't even think it's intended to have a string with no counterplay. I think. Let's hope they can revert this card, because right now I think it's too much, and I hope they do the same with other cards. Please remove World Splatting Heat Smashes, please. So let me know, guys, what you guys think in the comments, and I'll make other videos on other characters in Season 2 very soon, and I'll tell you my opinions on all the other characters if you want. See you guys very soon again. Bye!